Hello everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls PvP and another weapon show. Hold on. I guess just welcome back to another session of Dark Souls PvP. This is not really a build showcase, definitely not a weapon showcase. It's just me on my bow cleric PvPing for the sake of it. Nothing more or less than that, so that's really it. Just figured you guys might want to see this build in use again. It's been a really long time. I haven't used it in a really long time. And the other day, the Sunlight Blade put up a video, and it was one of his top 10s, and I noticed that the next top 10 is going to be a top 10 faith kills video. I've already put my clip in for that. A lot of you guys have already seen it. If not, I'll put a link to it in the description. Really though, it was a clip of this build, and it made me want to use this build again because it's been a really long time. Now, this build is my bow cleric, as I believe I've said already by this point in the video, and it focuses on using a bow and miracles and an occult mailbreaker on occasion when I really want someone dead. So that's really it. That's all there is to the build, and it's somewhat difficult to use, kinda, because you need to be good with your distancing, and really this build is what made me be good with my distancing in PvP. It was because of this build and this build alone that I got good with it as fast as I did, because I didn't give myself a choice, really. I mean, when you're on this build, when you're on a build like this, you don't have a choice. You need to be good with your distancing or else. And you know, for this build, I actually got a lot of hate. A ton of hate. And you know, I kind of understand why. It's very annoying to fight, and that's why my videos on the showcase of this build are titled "I'm more obnoxious than a spear user," and "Why am I more obnoxious than it's "I'm more obnoxious than a spear user," and "Am I still more obnoxious than a spear user?" Something like that. Because at the time someone said that spear users were annoying or obnoxious, and said that I was more obnoxious than one of them. And it was part of a rage message, and I figured it would be a good title for the video, and blah blah blah. Long story short, I was curious in the second video why people were not liking it, and I knew a lot of people were complaining about Wrath of the Gods at the time because I used it on that build. So to show that the build didn't necessarily need it and could work with any miracles, I used it without Wrath of the Gods. So I've remade the build since. This is the third and... is it the third? It's more like the fourth and final rendition of the build. I'm not doing it ever again. And now I've got a lot more miracles. I can have a lot of fun with it. For any of you who are curious on the stats of this build, it is a cleric starting class, I do believe, level 100 when everything is all said and done. 37 vitality, 19 attunement, 33 endurance, 12 strength, and 12 dexterity because I am, of course, using occult weapons, and 50 faith. So that's a thing. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking. She's barking at something outside. I don't know. So right here we've got a hacker, and well, I guess some of you can probably tell what I'm going to be trying to do with this guy and what I do to this guy. And, you know, it's always so satisfying. It's always so very satisfying when you get to kill a hacker. It really is. And, you know, as much as I hate them, I love doing stuff like that. Just seeing 65,000 health. Down. Gone. Boom. I love that. Very satisfying. Anyway, moving on from there. I got a lot of hate on this build about Wrath of the Gods. Now I use a lot more miracles than I use a lot more miracles than just Wrath of the Gods. I use all of the miracles that I can. I'll even use Tranquil Walk of Peace sometimes if I really, really want to bother people. And, you know, it's just a trolly kind of build. It's easy to use, and the hardest part about it is controlling your distancing. It really is. Other than that, though, it's extremely easy. You're just pressing R1 and pressing L1, because your L2 and your R2, they don't do anything. You can't parry, you can't do a riposte, you can't do a strong attack, you just switch your arrows. So I'm using poison arrows and moonlight arrows, by the way, for those wondering and who haven't checked that out. And right here, this guy goes and heals up. Honestly, I really don't care too much, because as I was saying, this build is more of a trolley sort of build. I just have fun using it. And yeah, I pulled out the Mailbreaker and got him with Wrath of the Gods, and I was going to get him with another, but oh well, just give him a little shrug and move on to the next. I mean, it's not really a big deal that he healed. I really don't care too much when people do heal, because I understand that the build is annoying to fight. And right there, how I backed off just the slightest bit so I could just barely avoid that rolling attack. That's what I mean by you need to be good with your distancing. You need to be able to do stuff like that when you're on a build like this. Otherwise, you're going to be smacked around and you're going to be an easy target. Good distancing is key. And that's why I've got force, that's why I like using force, because it makes it easier to push people back. I do it quite a few times throughout the video, and right there I should have turned as I was casting it, because you can go unlocked and turn with the person, and that keeps them from backstabbing you as easily. So I should have done that, but oh well, it didn't really matter too much. And I could have got him with an arrow to finish him off, but I decided to pop off Wrath of the Gods just to speed things up. I mean, by the way the fight was going up till that point, it was just a matter of time anyway, and oh well. So yeah. I guess this video is sort of turning it more into a build showcase than I had originally intended. I really didn't have anything planned to talk about though, so it is what it is. Overall though, really fun build. I really do enjoy this thing, and I did miss this build quite a bit. Actually, this fight is pretty interesting what happens right here. You can see the difference in casting speeds. He's got higher dexterity than I do, and he's got a higher casting speed. He's got probably 40 dexterity, 45 dexterity, something around there. And because of that, he's got the faster casting speed. I have not base dexterity, but I've got 12 dexterity. That's not going to give me a faster casting speed. So that is a very good example of the difference in casting speed. It's not the startup of the animation that increases, it's just when the Wrath of the Gods comes out that increases. Maybe it was just like a millisecond faster, and I'm imagining that he had a faster casting speed. I don't know. I'm not too knowledgeable, I guess, is the right word, when it comes to miracles and casting speeds and spells and casting speeds and all that, because my main focus is on plus 15 weapons and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Weapon showcases, build showcases, not too knowledgeable on the spells and miracles though, so that's something I should probably learn a bit about. I'll definitely be more into it with Dark Souls 2, that's for sure. That Soul Greatsword, oh, that looks so cool. That looks so cool. But that's coming out soon. We got about a month left. I am super excited. It's like 5 weeks left, and I can't wait. I'm really excited because I'm actually off on the day of release. I don't have class that day, so that's fantastic. I wanted to give a shout out to this guy right here. I had a few really great matches with him, and I decided to include 2 of them because they were really fun and entertaining and so on and so forth, and I figured you guys might like them. So that's that. Also, this one right here, I was considering using that as a clip for the Sunlight Blade's top 10 faith kills. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. If it's good, then sure. If you think I'm good with what I've got, then sure. It doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't really matter at all, really. It's just, you know, it's a little contest. It's always fun to get involved, and we'll see how it goes. So, anyway, this is actually the very last fight in the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my rambliness and talking about the build and all that good stuff. And I will see you next time.